What would happen if you took something as small, as simple, as 2 cloves a day, and did it consistently for just 7 days? It sounds almost too easy, right? But what I'm about to share with you may completely change the way you look at this tiny spice sitting quietly in your kitchen. Because cloves are not just a flavor. They are one of the most medically powerful natural remedies known for centuries. Most people don't realize this, but your digestion is the foundation of your entire health. If your gut is not working properly, it doesn't matter how healthy your food is, your body simply cannot absorb the nutrients it needs. And this is where something as small as 2 cloves a day begins to make a powerful difference. The moment you place those cloves in your mouth and start chewing, you're activating one of the most important phases of digestion, the cephalic phase. This is where your brain signals your digestive system to prepare for incoming food. And cloves, with their strong aroma and active compounds, stimulate this response almost instantly. Your saliva production increases, and this is critical because digestion doesn't begin in your stomach, it begins in your mouth. Saliva contains enzymes that start breaking down food before it even reaches your stomach. When you chew cloves slowly, you're enhancing this natural process. You're telling your body, get ready, digestion is about to happen. But it doesn't stop there. Cloves contain a powerful compound called eugenol, which has been shown to stimulate the secretion of digestive enzymes in the stomach. These enzymes are responsible for breaking down proteins, fats, and carbohydrates into smaller molecules your body can actually use. Now think about this. If your body is low in digestive enzymes, and many people are, especially as they age, food sits in your stomach longer than it should. It begins to ferment. This leads to gas, bloating, discomfort, that heavy feeling after meals that so many people accept as normal. But it's not normal. It's a sign your digestive system is struggling. By supporting enzyme production naturally, cloves help your stomach do its job more efficiently. Food moves through your digestive tract the way it's supposed to. You feel lighter, more comfortable, and more energized after eating. And here's something even more interesting. Cloves also help stimulate the production of stomach acid, something that many people are actually deficient in, even though they think they have too much. You see, symptoms like acid reflux, heartburn, and indigestion are often caused by low stomach acid, not high. When acid levels are too low, the lower esophageal sphincter doesn't close properly, allowing acid to move upward. Cloves help restore that balance. They gently support your body's ability to produce the right amount of stomach acid, improving digestion and reducing that burning sensation many people feel after meals. Now let's go deeper into the gut. Once food leaves your stomach, it enters your intestines where the majority of nutrient absorption takes place. This is where your body decides what to keep and what to eliminate. Cloves play an important role here as well. They have natural antimicrobial properties, which means they help control harmful bacteria in the gut. When bad bacteria overgrow, they disrupt the balance of your microbiome, leading to bloating, irregular bowel movements, and even fatigue. By helping reduce harmful microbes, cloves create a healthier environment for beneficial bacteria to thrive. And when your gut bacteria are balanced, everything improves. Your digestion becomes smoother. Your immune system becomes stronger. Even your mood can improve because your gut and brain are directly connected. Now let's talk about something many people struggle with but rarely discuss openly: constipation. When your digestive system slows down, waste sits in your intestines longer than it should. This not only causes discomfort, but can also lead to toxin buildup in the body. Cloves have a mild carminative effect, which means they help relieve gas and promote movement in the digestive tract. They gently encourage your bowels to move, not like harsh laxatives that force your system, but in a natural, supportive way. Over time, this can lead to more regular bowel movements, less straining, and a feeling of complete elimination. And that's important because when waste leaves your body efficiently, you feel lighter, clearer, and more energized. Now here's something that might surprise you. Better digestion doesn't just affect your stomach, it affects your entire body. When your digestive system is working properly, your body absorbs more vitamins and minerals from the food you eat. Nutrients like magnesium, zinc, and B vitamins become more available to your cells. This means more natural energy, better muscle functioning, improved brain clarity. So instead of relying on supplements or stimulants, You're simply getting more from the food you already eat. And that's the power of supporting your digestion the right way. But let's be clear about something. This is not an overnight miracle. You're not going to chew 2 cloves once and suddenly feel completely different. What you're doing is supporting a natural process, one that becomes more effective with consistency. Day by day, your digestive system becomes more efficient. Meal by meal, your body becomes more comfortable. Week by week, you begin to notice real change. Less bloating, less heaviness, more comfort after eating, and perhaps most importantly, a sense that your body is finally working with you, not against you. But remember this, cloves are not a replacement for healthy eating. If you continue to overload your system with processed foods, excessive sugar, and poor habits, no natural remedy will fix that. Cloves are a support system, a powerful one, but still a support. When combined with mindful eating, proper hydration, and a balanced diet, they can significantly enhance your digestive health. So the next time you look at those tiny cloves, don't underestimate them. Because sometimes the smallest changes create the biggest impact. And it all starts with your gut. Most people walk around every single day with a hidden problem inside their body, and they don't even realize it. It's called inflammation. Not the kind you see when you cut your finger or twist your ankle, but a silent internal inflammation that slowly affects your joints, your muscles, your organs, even your brain. It builds quietly over time. From poor diet, stress, lack of movement, toxins in the environment. And the scary part is, you don't always feel it right away. Until one day it shows up as stiffness in your joints, chronic fatigue, digestive discomfort, or even more serious health conditions. Now here's where something very small, yet incredibly powerful, comes into play. Cloves. These tiny buds are loaded with one of the most potent natural compounds known for fighting inflammation, eugenol. Eugenol is not just another plant chemical. It has been studied for its strong anti-inflammatory and analgesic properties, meaning it helps reduce inflammation and relieve pain at the same time. When you chew 2 cloves, that warm, slightly numbing sensation you feel is not just a taste, it's a signal that eugenol is beginning to work. It enters your bloodstream and starts interacting with inflammatory pathways in your body. Specifically, it helps reduce the activity of compounds that trigger inflammation, like prostaglandins, and certain enzymes that keep your body in a constant state of irritation. And when those signals begin to calm down, your body finally gets a chance to relax and heal. Now think about this. If inflammation is constantly present, your body is always in a low-level state of stress, your immune system is overworking, your tissues are under attack, recovery becomes slower. But when you start reducing that inflammation naturally, everything begins to shift. By day 2 or 3 of consistent clove intake, many people begin to notice subtle changes. That stiffness you feel when you wake up in the morning starts to ease. Your joints feel a little more flexible. Your body doesn't feel as heavy or tight. This is not your imagination. This is your body responding to a reduction in internal inflammation. And it doesn't stop with your joints. Inflammation also affects your muscles. If you experience soreness, tension, or even cramps, cloves may help relax those tissues by improving blood flow and reducing inflammatory buildup. Better circulation means more oxygen and nutrients reaching your muscles and less accumulation of waste products that cause discomfort. But let's go even deeper. One of the most dangerous effects of chronic inflammation is something called oxidative stress. This happens when there is an imbalance between free radicals, unstable molecules that damage your cells, and antioxidants which protect your body. Cloves are one of the richest sources of antioxidants found in nature. They contain powerful polyphenols that neutralize free radicals before they can cause harm. Now imagine this like rust forming on metal. If you leave it untreated, it spreads, weakening the structure over time. That's exactly what oxidative stress does inside your body. It damages your cells, accelerates aging, and increases the risk of chronic diseases. But when you introduce antioxidant-rich foods like cloves, you slow that process down. You protect your cells. You support longevity. You give your body the tools it needs to repair itself. And here's something most people don't connect. Inflammation doesn't just affect your physical body, it affects your brain as well. Brain fog, lack of focus, even mood swings can be linked to inflammation in the brain. The compounds in cloves have been shown to have neuroprotective effects, helping reduce inflammation in neural tissues. This means clearer thinking, better concentration, and a more stable mood. You may find yourself feeling more alert, more present, more in control of your thoughts, all from something as simple as 2 cloves a day. Now let's talk about pain. Pain is often a direct result of inflammation. Whether it's joint pain, muscle aches, or even headaches, inflammation plays a key role. Eugenol, the active compound in cloves, has natural pain-relieving properties. It works in a similar way to certain over-the-counter pain relievers, but without the harsh side effects when used in moderation. This is why clove oil has been used for centuries to relieve toothaches. But when consumed in small amounts, like 2 cloves daily, it works from the inside out, helping reduce pain throughout the body. Gradually, naturally, without forcing your system. And here's what's important to understand. This is not about masking pain. This is about addressing one of the root causes, inflammation. When you reduce inflammation, pain often follows. Now, consistency is the key. You're not going to eliminate years of inflammation overnight, but when you give your body a steady supply of anti-inflammatory compounds day after day, something powerful begins to happen. Your baseline inflammation starts to drop. Your body becomes less reactive. Recovery becomes faster. You feel more comfortable in your own body. And over time, those small improvements add up to something significant. But let's be honest, cloves are not a magic cure. If you continue to fuel your body with inflammatory foods, excessive sugar, processed oils, refined carbohydrates, you are constantly feeding the fire. Cloves can help reduce the flames, but you must also stop adding fuel. Think of cloves as a natural ally, a tool that supports your body's healing process. When combined with a healthy lifestyle, proper nutrition, and movement, their effects become even more powerful. So don't underestimate what you're doing. 2 cloves a day may seem small, but inside your body, they are working at a cellular level, calming inflammation, protecting your cells, supporting your overall well-being, and sometimes it's these small, consistent actions that create the biggest transformations over time. There's something happening inside your body right now, every second of every day, whether you realize it or not. Your immune system is working nonstop, fighting off bacteria, viruses, toxins, anything that doesn't belong. It's your body's defense system, your internal army. And when it's strong, you feel it. You feel energized, resilient, protected, but when it's weak, your body becomes vulnerable. You catch infections more easily, you feel run down, recovery takes longer. Now here's what most people overlook. Your immune system doesn't suddenly become weak overnight. It slowly gets compromised from stress, poor diet, lack of sleep, and exposure to harmful microbes. And one of the biggest factors affecting your immunity is something happening in your gut. Nearly 70% of your immune system is connected to your digestive tract. So when your gut is out of balance, your immune defenses begin to weaken. This is where cloves begin to play a powerful role. These small aromatic buds are packed with natural compounds that help your body fight off harmful invaders while supporting the good bacteria that keep your system balanced. One of the key reasons cloves are so effective is their strong antimicrobial properties. They don't just mask problems, they help eliminate the source. Cloves contain eugenol and other active compounds that have been shown to fight harmful bacteria, viruses, and even certain fungi. Now think about this. Every day you are exposed to countless microorganisms through the food you eat, the air you breathe, and the surfaces you touch. Your body does its best to defend against them, but sometimes harmful microbes begin to grow faster than your immune system can handle. This is when you start to feel off. Maybe it begins with fatigue, a slight sore throat, digestive discomfort, or that general feeling that something isn't right. Cloves help support your body in these moments When you chew 2 cloves, those active compounds begin to enter your system and create an environment that is less favorable for harmful bacteria. At the same time, they help maintain balance by not completely wiping out beneficial bacteria, something many synthetic antibiotics can do. This balance is critical because your gut microbiome, the community of good bacteria in your intestines, plays a major role in how your immune system responds. When beneficial bacteria thrive, they help regulate immune function, reduce inflammation, and even communicate with your brain. But when harmful bacteria take over, your immune system becomes overwhelmed. Cloves help tip the balance back in your favor. Now let's talk about antioxidants, because this is where cloves truly stand out. Your body is constantly exposed to free radicals, unstable molecules that damage your cells and weaken your immune defenses. These free radicals come from pollution, processed foods, stress, and even normal metabolic processes. Over time, they create oxidative stress, which reduces your body's ability to fight infections effectively. Cloves are one of the richest natural sources of antioxidants. These compounds act like protectors, neutralizing free radicals before they can cause damage. When your cells are protected, your immune system becomes stronger, more responsive, more efficient. You may not see it, but you can feel it. You get sick less often. When you do get sick, you recover faster. Your body feels more resilient. And here's something even more interesting. Cloves don't just help fight external threats. They also support your body's internal defense mechanisms. They help stimulate the production of certain immune cells that are responsible for identifying and destroying harmful invaders. Think of it like strengthening your army, not just fighting battles, but preparing your body to respond better in the future. Now let's bring this back to something simple. Imagine waking up in the morning and not feeling that constant fatigue, that heaviness, that lack of energy. A strong immune system doesn't just protect you from illness, it gives you vitality. It allows your body to function at a higher level. Cloves contribute to this by reducing the burden on your immune system. When harmful bacteria are kept in check, when oxidative stress is reduced, your body doesn't have to work as hard to defend itself. That energy can now be used for healing, repair, and overall well-being. And there's another benefit that many people overlook. Cloves have natural anti-inflammatory effects which further support immune health. Because when inflammation is high, your immune system becomes overactive and less efficient. It starts reacting to things it shouldn't while becoming less effective at handling real threats. By calming inflammation, cloves help your immune system stay balanced. Not too weak, not too aggressive, but just right. Now, consistency is everything. Taking cloves once in a while will not give you these benefits, but when you make it a daily habit, something changes. Day by day, your body builds strength, your defenses improve, your system becomes more stable, and over time, this creates a noticeable difference. But let's be clear about something. Cloves are not a replacement for healthy living. If you're not getting enough sleep, if your diet is poor, if stress is constantly overwhelming your body, your immune system will still struggle. Cloves are a support tool, a natural, powerful addition to a healthy lifestyle. When combined with proper nutrition, hydration, movement, and rest, their effects become much more significant. So don't look at cloves as a miracle cure. Look at them as a small, consistent habit that supports your body from within, because sometimes it's not about doing something extreme. It's about doing something simple every single day that strengthens your body over time. 2 cloves, 1 small habit, working quietly, strengthening your immune system, protecting your body, and helping you stay 1 step ahead of illness. There's a hidden cycle that controls your energy, your cravings, even your mood. And most people are trapped in it without even realizing. It starts with your blood sugar. Every time you eat, especially foods high in sugar or refined carbohydrates, your blood sugar rises, your body responds by releasing insulin to bring those levels back down. But when this process becomes unbalanced, something dangerous begins to happen. Your blood sugar spikes quickly and then crashes just as fast. And that crash is where the problems begin. You feel tired, you lose focus. You start craving more sugar, more food, more energy. It becomes a cycle that repeats itself over and over again. Now here's the part most people don't understand. This cycle doesn't just affect your energy, it affects your entire metabolism. Over time, your body becomes less sensitive to insulin. This is known as insulin resistance, a condition that can lead to weight gain, fatigue, and even serious health issues. But what if something as simple as 2 cloves a day could help stabilize this system? Cloves contain powerful bioactive compounds that support your body's ability to regulate blood sugar more effectively. When you consume cloves, these compounds begin to improve insulin sensitivity. This means your cells respond better to insulin, allowing glucose to enter the cells more efficiently instead of remaining in your bloodstream. And when your blood sugar stays stable, everything begins to change. Instead of sharp spikes and crashes, your energy becomes steady. You don't feel that sudden drop in the middle of the day. You don't reach for snacks out of desperation. Your body starts operating on a more consistent, balanced level. Now imagine going through your day without that constant need for sugar or caffeine. You wake up feeling more refreshed. You stay focused longer. You don't feel that heavy fatigue after meals. This is what balanced blood sugar feels like, and cloves help support that process naturally. But let's go deeper. Cloves also slow down the rate at which sugar is absorbed into your bloodstream. This is extremely important because when sugar enters your system too quickly, it forces your body into overdrive, releasing large amounts of insulin to keep up. Over time, this puts stress on your pancreas and disrupts your metabolic balance. By slowing this absorption, cloves create a more gradual rise in blood sugar. This prevents those extreme spikes and helps maintain a steady flow of energy. Now your body doesn't have to panic. It doesn't have to overcompensate. It simply maintains balance, and that balance affects more than just your physical energy. It affects your brain. Your brain relies heavily on glucose for fuel, but it doesn't function well when glucose levels are unstable. That's when you experience brain fog, lack of concentration, difficulty staying focused. When your blood sugar is stable, your brain receives a consistent supply of energy. You think more clearly. You feel more alert. You make better decisions, even when it comes to food choices. And here's something interesting. When your blood sugar is balanced, your hunger hormones also become more regulated. Hormones like ghrelin and leptin, which control hunger and fullness, begin to function properly. This means you're not constantly feeling hungry and you're more satisfied after meals. So instead of overeating, your body naturally guides you toward the right amount of food. Now think about how powerful that is. Without strict dieting, without extreme restrictions, you begin to regain control over your eating habits, and it all starts with stabilizing your internal system. Cloves also contain antioxidants that reduce oxidative stress, which plays a role in insulin resistance. By protecting your cells from damage, these antioxidants help maintain proper metabolic function. This creates a supportive environment for your body to regulate blood sugar more efficiently. But let's be honest, cloves alone will not fix a diet that is overloaded with sugar and processed foods. If you continue to flood your system with excessive carbohydrates and unhealthy habits, you will continue to experience instability. Cloves are not a shortcut. They are a support, a natural tool that helps your body do what it's designed to do when given the right conditions. Consistency is where the real change happens. When you take 2 cloves daily, day after day, your body begins to adapt. Your insulin response improves, your blood sugar levels stabilize, your energy becomes more predictable, and over time, you start to notice something different. You don't feel controlled by your cravings anymore. You don't rely on constant snacking to get through the day. You feel more in control, more balanced, more stable. And that stability extends into other areas of your life. Your mood becomes more even. Your focus improves. Your overall sense of well-being increases. Because when your internal systems are balanced, everything else follows. Now take a moment and think about your daily routine. How often do you experience energy crashes? How often do you reach for something sweet, not because you're hungry, but because you feel like you need it? This is not a lack of willpower. This is your body responding to imbalance. And when you begin to correct that imbalance, even with something as simple as cloves, you start to break that cycle. slowly, naturally, effectively. So don't underestimate the impact of this small habit. 2 cloves a day may seem insignificant, but inside your body, they are helping regulate one of the most important systems that controls your energy, your metabolism, and your overall health. And sometimes it's these small, consistent actions that lead to the biggest transformations.